Lynching of Nepalese rulers. Alassane Ouattara has a nightmare and sees himself fleeing a furious mob into the Ebri Lagoon like the Nepalese Minister of Economy. Life isn't easy these days for dictators across continents. In recent days, events in Nepal have escalated. The Nepalese government, recently overthrown and once considered all-powerful and unshakable, was toppled by a popular uprising, led especially by Generation Z, which neither accepted nor tolerated the government's ban and shutdown of social media platforms. An unplanned, spontaneous revolt broke out, and an enraged crowd seized whatever rulers it could find and lynched them. The Prime Minister's wife was burned alive. The Minister of Economy was chased into the water, running for his life, hunted down by the raging crowd. Alassane Ouattara, Côte d'Ivoire's dictator-in-chief, could not avoid seeing these horrifying images of an angry mob. On the very first day the bad news reached him, that one of his fellow dictators, even from afar, was falling. His wife Dominique grew worried. But he replied, "Dominique, it's far away, all that. Besides, Nepal isn't Côte d'Ivoire, and the Nepalese aren't Ivorians. I will never fall, nor will I ever leave power." But on the third day of protests, it was learned that the Prime Minister's wife had been burned alive. A vague yet unsettling feeling took hold of the First Lady of Côte d'Ivoire. And the tyrant Ouattara, to calm her, said, "No, darling, don't worry. I'm in control of the situation." Let's just say that up to that point, the tyrant hadn't yet seen the images haunting the First Lady. When his aide-de-camp showed them to him, a scream escaped from deep within him, unfiltered and involuntary. "Oh, how savage, these Nepalese." Realizing he had let his fear show, he quickly recomposed himself and declared, in a falsely calm voice, "I know the Nepalese. They're uneducated. Oh no, this could never happen in Côte d'Ivoire. And stop showing me those kinds of violent images. Ivorians stand for peace. Our religion in Côte d'Ivoire is dialogue. It's peace." That night, the old man had a nightmare, a perfect replay of the images he had seen the day before. For some reason, in his dream, Alassane Ouattara saw himself in the shoes of the Nepalese Minister of Economy, being chased by a horde of young Ivorians, high on rage and murder. He saw himself fleeing into the Ebri Lagoon, wearing nothing but a giant pair of underwear, with the word adieu written in red across the back. He was wading through the water, unable to run fast enough. He saw himself, exactly like the Nepalese minister, being pursued and kicked, repeatedly, on the buttocks and the head. He was doing his best to escape when a particularly violent kick knocked him down. That's when the terrified coward woke up screaming, a scream so strange that even the greatest linguists couldn't classify it. The scene was so ridiculous that, in his dream, even the lagoon's fish seemed to scatter, frightened at the sight of that giant floating underwear. Some tilapias, it is said, laughed in bubbles, as if mocking the presidential debacle. What's certain is that Dominique, his wife, woke up, because the poor man was crying out in a cold sweat. "They're chasing me. They're chasing me." And Dominique, trying to calm him. "Alassane, no one's chasing you. I'm right here. You must have had a nightmare." To which the tyrant replied, "Oh really? So I'm still president?" "Yes, my love. Lie back down and go back to sleep." But it was no use. As soon as he tried to close his eyes, the same traumatic scenes returned. The impotent man started screaming again. That's when Dominique decided to call the doctors, fortunately, never too far away. They rushed in and gave the irritable old man his usual injection, with a giant syringe capable of knocking out a camel. After administering the elephant-sized dose, the doctor reportedly muttered to a colleague, "Your Excellency, if you keep dreaming about the lagoon, we'll have to equip you with a life jacket, just in case you decide to dive in for real." A murmur swept through the room, but no one dared laugh out loud. Only Dominique, visibly annoyed, snapped, "Hurry up. This is no joke." Cresciapi does not lie. Find Chris Yapi on his 2 YouTube channels, his Rumble channel, his TikTok, X, Instagram, VK and Threads accounts.